Vapi, what do women want? Equal pay, respect, and a strange blue reptile alien who visits Earth and makes me hotter, smarter, good at basketball, and helps me get Preeti Zinta. Hi, I'm Salva Mubarak, the girl in every class whose only friend was their English teacher. This week, I decided to call up my friend Saumyaa Vohra and we discussed our favorite shows about women and four more shots, please. So let's get into it. Hi! As always, President. Hi! How are you? How are you doing? What's up?
I am very good. How are you doing?
I'm
आप
doing
घर पे हैं, सब safe, everyone safe. Hope you're doing well.
yes. We've not murdered each other yet, so that's good. That's always fine.
Fair
What
enough.
have you been up to? What are you?
What am I doing? I'm writing articles on mental health, which make me feel like a fraud because I don't know how to handle mental health. मैं कैसी advice दे रही हूँ कुछ पता नहीं. I'm cooking. I'm putting it on Instagram, which is the whole point of cooking. उसके अलावा क्या कर रही हूँ मैं? बिल्लियाँ हैं, बिल्लियों के साथ चिल करती हूँ.
Has the cat family grown or is it just voodoo?
There is one additional cat now. He comes and goes as he please. He is the bad boy of our family. Khana khata hai, and then after that he is out in the wild fighting other cats. You know how it is.
Basically, yeah. I'm feeling like a fraud while writing these articles because I used to write articles about getting toned legs and abs for the summer, your summer body. So I have none of those things, and neither are my legs toned nor do I have abs to write about. So yeah, I think that's just something that I think that's a sign of a good writer when we can write these things without actually experiencing them. What do you think?
Yeah, I think also, like on a slightly serious note, apparently imposter syndrome is something that only happens to people who are legitimately supposed to be where they are. So maybe that's good. Maybe we're supposed to be writing articles about mental health and and toned abs. क्योंकि actual imposters वो imposter syndrome क्यों होगा? वो तो है ही imposter. वो syndrome की क्या जरूरत है?
Yeah, that's a valid fact. What have you been watching these days?
I've been watching, but I've also been rewatching a lot of things because I feel like in this turbulent time, it gives me a lot of comfort to go back to like a lot of things I know. So especially things that I used to watch when I was like, like 18, 19 types, like those slightly angsty teenage shows. I just started rewatching the OC. And like I have to say that like it has not lost any of its badge value from back in the day. मतलब मुझे अब भी उतना मजा आता है. मैं क्या ही बताऊं. Ryan और Seth और Marissa को इतने सुंदर सुंदर backgrounds just तुम्हारा Victorian background है. सुंदर सुंदर background में उछलते खेलते में बहुत मजा आता है.
I just finished watching this one, Four More Shots, Please, and yeah, yeah, exactly that. But I must say one thing, like I try to look for positives sometimes, like especially during this time. I think
I also tried.
it made me appreciate the first season a lot more because this season was like a trash can fire essentially. What do you think?
I felt like it made me appreciate Sex and the City a lot more.
Because
I was like, oh, that's how it's done. Honestly, I mean, like,
I was
like when I talked about this, I feel like I have a lot of feelings about Four More Shots.
Please.
But my biggest problem with it is I feel like these four characters are like, they're like tropes that have been stolen from other places.
They didn't feel.
I don't feel like. Yeah. Sorry.
They felt very textbook. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Feminist hota hai. Like, like ऐसा होता है, ऐसा friendship होता है, and like I was not at all. The biggest thing like that they wanted to sell was the fact that they are really good friends, and that's not what I got from it. I thought that they hated each other, like essentially, like with like below the veneer of like all the glossy dresses and like makeup and stuff. I think they hated each other. Like, why were they like this? Yeah, I just have so many thoughts. I don't know how to like articulate them into like a proper sentence. I just didn't like it. I will say that. I didn't think that I thought with like the first season that there is still a lot of room for like improvement, but we are sort of
Yeah.
there just to have a show which is just like fun. It's not like there's no message, there's no like for like women, like there's no like there's no angst or anything. It's just like women having fun. That's how we had like
No, but oh my god, I'm so sorry. My phone just like fell down. I think basically one of my biggest issues was the fact that I felt like it was, yeah, if it had been one of those shows that was just like we're having fun, we're in Bombay, yay, it would have been fine. But the problem was that even from the beginning I felt like they were trying a lot to do like this messaging, like oh it's a very important show, we have an important message for you.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's where the problem was, right? Like if you had just owned it and been like, you know what, we're a stupid, fun, frivolous kind of show that doesn't really have anything larger to say, it would have been fine. Like theek hai. Like they may not have made
Exactly.
it
Just for
life.
entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like you're right. Like the problem became that, they felt like they had something larger, like they had a larger responsibility, like they needed to be this feminist voice and, like make a point about misogyny in the workplace, make a point about pro-choice and pro-life, like.
I felt like they dropped the ball on that one. I feel one of the things that
Yes.
I found really really annoying in this season. I'm not saying that they should have shown like that like they should have, but they had such a
Yeah.
good opportunity and they had everything, all the making for like showing making a case for just like abortion being a thing, like just a like thing. It's just a choice that women can make, right? But then like
Yeah.
that character like change her mind at the last minute, so just it just felt very A, not true to the character, and B, just like again it just like showed that it's just faux feminism, like they're trying to be very
Absolutely. And I feel like we should have a larger discussion about the fact that like pro-choice is always the sort of like right thing to do in most cinema and TV. And I felt like again, like like this character Damini, that Damini person, cannot have a child. She's too fucking self-involved to have a child, And because they
also
changed completely if she had a child, and they didn't want her to have a child. So they're like, "Kya kare? How do we get her out of this miscarriage?" I felt like that was
exactly. And also even the miscarriage part, I understand if they wanted to show a miscarriage they could have shown it, because miscarriage is also something very real and very common, which is not talked about a lot, right? They didn't even handle that properly. They just like, oh, miscarriage again, and brushed it under the carpet and then moved on to the next issue. They had so many issues to just like they have to talk about all these issues. It just felt
exactly.
yeah, it just felt annoying, and just like this is not the kind of representation, or like this is not the kind of stuff that I want to see in 2020, like
I was also really annoyed by the way the show ended.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also
Like, sab kuch go.
also don't you think the one of the things that I found also really annoying was the fact that why did they have to like why didn't they show us more of Umang and Lisa Ray's what was her name? I don't know. Lisa Ray's relationship. They just immediately said, oh, okay, so they got back. Samara, right? They got back together and they're getting married now, which is not what happens in real life, right? I mean, I would have liked if they had shown a little bit more of their relationship after Samara came out, and then how it affected their, maybe I don't know, but I just felt like the wedding, they just wanted to have like a wedding sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like they wanted to bring it in from an aesthetic point of view. Like, oh, it looks so pretty. You look so pretty.
If like wedding had happened in the maybe like after a season, then sure, good. But like Abhi right now, I didn't even think that they liked each other that much. Like I mean, Umang, like it felt Umang liked her, but this
Yeah.
it was like it was just so confusing. What is happening? Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like it was one of those things where like they were just trying to do too much and they were doing it all really badly and on steroids. So it was like there is 7 years worth of life developments that have been tussaued into like I don't even know what that timeline is, half a year, 6 months, 3 days. I don't know. Like they don't establish timelines. But I felt like they just wanted to do everything and they didn't have the bandwidth or they didn't want to explore.
They didn't have, all. Let's come to Sex and the City. What first? Let's talk about the show. No. Like in terms of movie, I think they did like a couple of movies, right, for Sex and the City.
Yeah. Oh my God, the movies destroyed the show. I felt, at least.
Controversial opinion. I actually really liked the first movie. Not the second one. The second one was awful, but I really liked the first movie. It's like one of my go-to movies that I can just watch like anytime, anywhere. Like and just like watch it because it's just so silly and so like it's just it's just like it doesn't expect anything from you. Like it doesn't expect you to engage or anything. It's just like there. So I just really like it. It's just very comforting to watch. But speaking of the show, what are your thoughts, please? And then we'll come to the movies. Yeah.
What are my thoughts? Is so general. Oh my God, ask me a
like basically on like we are talking
thoughts are, I still love it. Like I know that it's gone through like some layers of criticism. Like it was for a long time people loved it, then there was a wave of people who hated it, then there was a wave of people who loved it again. But I feel like I like if you look at the fact that the show was made in the 90s, it's still making some more powerful points today in the 2020 climate than a lot of 2020 shows are. I feel like Sex and the City is more relevant today than Bold Type is today, and Bold Type was made like 20 minutes ago.
Right. It also like what I meant was in terms of characters, like representation of like female friendships, maybe, or like characters, the main four characters, and how we're supposed to root for them. But what are your thoughts? Because I personally have a lot of thoughts against like Carrie, because I don't like her at all.
Want to discuss each character one by one? We'll end with Carrie. Because I feel like our max feelings will be about Carrie.
Let's do that. Let's start with you pick. Who do we start?
Shall we start with Charlotte?
Yeah, let's start with Charlotte.
So, funnily enough, my mom really likes Charlotte. But I think that's the only person I know who likes Charlotte. But I think my mom likes the fact that she's sweet, that there's something sweet and like not innocent exactly, but like optimistic about her. Right. And I think I kind of do like that, because like increasingly we're all becoming more cynical as people and angry and bitter and shit. So I think that her character then is kind of like, it's nice to see someone who believes in like rainbows and sunshine and unicorns and shit. But personally, I felt like I identified with her character the least.
But the thing is that if we talk about her representation, I feel like I know a lot of people like her, like a lot of girls like her.
Yeah.
Who are extremely traditional, who are extremely judgmental, I guess, but they're like nice. They're not bad people, but they're like, they're extremely judgmental about people's lifestyle choices, maybe, and stuff. And they come from a background of privilege, extreme privilege. And like, so I know they're not bad people. They're like just people, right? But so I know a lot. So I like the fact that she exists, because I know a lot of people like her. I can relate, like, yes, I know, like, there's always one friend in the group who's like Charlotte. I don't like her personally. I don't relate with her. I don't think I am like her, or I agree with her opinions. But I feel like, I think people like her, like, exist. So I feel like that
exists. No, that's very true. I feel like Charlotte is representative of a lot of like, and you put her in a slightly like sweeter character, so you kind of hate her less. Right. But I think that definitely, like, one thing that I've forgotten about is the fact that she is extremely judgmental. Like, she is a judgmental character. Right. Of everything that sort of doesn't fit her worldview, she can't sort of fathom, which is why she is always the most scandalized by anything Miranda does. Samantha does. And I feel like one of the things about her is that with that optimism also comes a lot of delusion, which kind of gets exhausting to deal with, because like you're watching her, like date this slew of men and either get hurt by the idea of, what she thinks is a guy, or like, turn down perfectly decent people because they don't fit her bill of like what makes a suitable match. But one of the ways I felt the show dealt with it really nicely was the fact that she ends up with somebody like Harry. Because he's the antithesis of everything she ever wanted in a person.
What about Miranda?
She's my favorite.
Same.
She's my favorite without a shadow of doubt. I don't know whether it's actually true or it's wish fulfillment, but I see a lot of myself in Miranda because I find her just the most, I find her struggles real. I find her attitude very believable. I find her worldview very, solid and grounded without being depressing. I just really like her character. I think till date, I think she's one of the best written female characters in the TV.
I feel like I don't think they intended it that way. At least personally, I feel like they wanted Harry to be that character that people that sort of aspirational character that I want to be Miranda, right? And so say whenever anybody asks, oh, which one are you? Are you a Charlotte, whatever, Samantha? Everybody either they want to pick Carrie but I think lately as we've grown and evolved, I think people who same mental sort of space, they all gravitate towards Miranda. I don't know if that was something intentional or not, but I think she's just over the years she's aged really well. And
it's also the fact that when you're younger, when you're say in your late teens or your early 20s, you're drawn to the glamour of somebody that is like a Carrie or a Samantha.
Yeah.
But over time you realize, how much more like Miranda you actually want to be in your life.
You stand here. Yeah, as the kids say.
Is that correctly?
Yes, you did. Points. But the thing is that with Miranda, I think they tried to make her a little bit unlikable also. She's always the voice of reason. She's always the sort of bed blanket on the groups, whatever. Sorry?
She's the stick in the mud character.
Yeah, right. But then, you realize later that, that's how, real people work. I can't imagine being a person like Carrie or being around a person like Carrie and, supporting her in everything without saying anything. If I am friends with a Carrie, I would be a Miranda. I would tell her, this is not right. Do you remember, I know you don't like the movie that much, but do you remember that part in the movie where I think they're going to move in together. Carrie and Big are deciding, they purchase this apartment.
Yeah.
Apartment for her. And Carrie is really, really happy, right? And then Big says, Miranda says that, but you do realize that you are not buying it, right? He's buying it for you, which is just something. And then Carrie's just be happy for me, don't be this person and stuff like that. And just but that is so true. I mean, you have to think about you can't be a person like Carrie,
thing with Samantha was that I really liked her. I felt like there was something warm about her.
Yeah.
But I also felt like it was I don't know if it's admirable or not, but I felt like she had a very selfish existence. She was about herself, which I guess is relatable right now because if ever there was a time where self-care is the buzzword of the day, it's now. And I feel like she was there a lot before it became popular. She really put herself first.
Right.
And I think that was very commendable, but in a lot of ways also I feel like I don't know if this character could have dealt with anybody else's life. She dealt with her life with a lot of sort of stamina and pomp and splendor. But if she had been dealt different circumstances, if she had been in a situation where her freedom, if she hadn't been an financially independent publicist in New York, would her character have worked in any other setting or scenario? I don't know. Because I think what Samantha was that I really liked her. I felt like there was something warm about her.
Yeah.
But I also felt like it was I don't know if it's admirable or not, but I felt like she had a very selfish existence. She was about herself, which I guess is relatable right now because if ever there was a time where self-care is the buzzword of the day, it's now. And I feel like she was there a lot before it became popular. She really put herself first.
Right.
And I think that was very commendable, but in a lot of ways also I feel like I don't know if this character could have dealt with anybody else's life. She dealt with her life with a lot of sort of stamina and pomp and splendor. But like, if she had been dealt different circumstances, if she had been in a situation where her freedom, like if she hadn't been an financially independent publicist in New York, would her character have worked in any other setting or scenario? I don't know. Because
That's a very interesting point though. I've never thought of it like that, because the reason I particularly like Samantha is that so there are always these characters who are extremely like YOLO, or like, you know, sort of putting themselves first, and like, yeah, so like,
yeah,
no, I don't know if it will if it's a good example or not. So say Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara as Leila, the Katrina Kaif's character, the one character which I really dislike a lot for a lot of reasons, but majorly for the fact that I don't agree with this YOLO philosophy, especially when it comes to human beings, because we are not like isolated beings. We are,
yeah.
you know, dependent on
Right
each
now,
other. Sorry, yeah, we are right now, but yeah, but you know what I mean, like this whole thing about not caring about consequences and putting yourself first and stuff, which I don't like. But with Samantha, it always felt as if she's doing it, and as long as it's not harming others, like her actions are not harming anybody else, right? So that's what, at least, like, correct me if I'm wrong, like, you know, even all the partners that she had, they were all like, you know, on the same page. Like even this guy, the one that she ends up with, and the one that she breaks up with in the movie, the
they
actor.
did a few times though. They did a few times. Like one incident I remember is when she. So the thing about Samantha is the flip side to her being non-judgmental is that she's also the kind of person who won't stop herself from sleeping with someone that she wants to if he's married,
Right,
which she did a couple of times. And in fact, there was a time where, if you remember, she's kind of shut out of New York because she sleeps with this man who's married to like this
right, right,
uh,
right.
woman who's very socially powerful, and she shuts her down.
Yeah,
And the thing is, the show tends to villainize that woman, and it's like, oh, she shut Samantha out. But I was like, I get it, dude. You slept with her husband, and sure, it's the husband's fault as well.
yeah,
It absolutely is. But it would have been one thing if you hadn't known, right? And but if you're, and the thing is that either you're saying that, okay, I am selfish enough to suffer the consequences, I wanted to go for it. But I felt that like her shock and everything about it was very stupid, because I was like, if you're choosing to be selfish enough to say that I know this man is married, but I want to sleep with him and it's not my problem that he's married, then in that case, you should go ahead and sleep with him and know that, like, you know, there will be dire consequences
yeah,
possibly, you know. And I felt like that, so there were moments like that to me where I felt like it's not so much about like, you want to go and have sex with a bunch of people, please by all means do. I thought it was refreshing for that character to do it,
and
you
for
know,
that actor as well.
and I liked that, you know, like a lot of films and cinema of that time reduced, you know, a sexually free character to a stereotype. It's
Right,
like, oh, this slutty, you
right,
know, she wasn't a main character, you weren't invested in her, you didn't
yeah,
care about her. And they treated a sexually free character the same way they treated gay characters, right?
right,
It was a token. It
right.
was somebody on the set who was there to derive some comic pleasure out of, but you never cared about them.
And
They were
also,
never the
and also
protagonists.
often they'll have something really bad happen to them also, like in, you
Yeah,
know, like they'll have some which will make, like, you know, the main character, like, you know, realize that whatever. And like also, like in horror movies and stuff, always the slutty character dies first, right? I mean,
yes,
that's the
yes.
school of, like, you know, all these 90s and like early 2000s horror. Yeah,
Yeah, and I feel like I really liked the fact that she was a main character. You cared about her.
hmm.
You were fond of. I was genuinely fond of Samantha.
Yeah,
You know, and I wanted good things for her.
yeah,
And I liked that. But the thing is that, like, I also felt like and I feel like it maybe it's a very hard line to draw, and maybe I think the showrunners did the best that they could at the time. But I think it becomes a very tricky area when you're sort of looking at being sexually free and sexually assertive
right,
and being selfish. You
right.
know?
In the context of the four characters, I think she's still,
Yeah.
like, you know, she's still ranked second for me, like, you know, when it comes to the four characters.
Same. I think our order of preference is who's lowest on your order of preference?
Carrie.
Same. I really, since we're talking about her, let's
get into Carrie Bradshaw.
I really reference my blog post. I really don't reference it, please don't know what my blog. But I really dislike Carrie. I feel like no one believed that this was the main character that we were all supposed to care about, root for. There are so many moments where she is beyond selfish and hurtful and unrealistic. Can we talk about how the pop do you have so many expensive shows?
Yes. How
you
she's
like
a freelance writer.
She's not doing any freelance work. She never does any freelance work. Where is the money coming from?
She's a freelancer at this random newspaper with like stuff, and even the book deals. I don't think you earn that.
One column.
So yeah, one column, like in a newspaper, and you own your own apartment, ridiculous, in New York, ridiculous. You have the budget to spend on these many shoes and like fashion. Then you have this much budget to go on brunches and drink expensive drinks with your friends all the time. I mean, I'm a freelancer and I have no idea how she's doing all this. I need guidance from somebody. What is happening? I don't.
Where is this money coming from?
I'm just like she's maxing out all credit cards. That's all she's doing. That's the most believable explanation for that.
Dude, she should be in debt. They could have actually used her character to talk about the American debt situation. There are so many Americans who live well beyond their means, and she could have been one of those characters. They could have had a surprise moment where they explained everything. And they're like, "Oh, Carrie is like $300,000 in debt." You're like, "Oh, cool." That's why that annoys me. It's not even the part that makes me genuinely really dislike her. There are so many layers and levels. The fact that she can be the same person can judge Samantha for giving what was he, a mail carrier?
Yeah.
For a mail carrier.
Right.
The same character can judge her for doing that, but can have an affair for fucking 2 months or 3 months or however long she was sleeping with Big while she was with Aiden. And justify it to herself and just be like, yeah, it's like this animal pull when it comes to Big. He was always the one. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Conscious decision to do this for months and months and months, to see him behind his back, to lie to him, to engage in this, It's not one drunken mistake. It's not one moment of something meaningless. It's something you consciously actioned every single time.
Right.
And I just that character, the thing is that there is I don't intend for her to be perfect. It's not like Miranda is not flawed. Miranda has lots of these random strange moments,
right.
And so is Samantha, but at least they're likable. At least they strike you as good people.
One thing that I see, so the movie, I again, back to the movie, Sex and the City, the first movie, I feel like Big in the movie is completely different from Big in the series. Because that's why that's why I like the movies a little bit more, because he's just like a regular male protagonist and stuff like that. But in the series, I think that's the one part, Carrie going back to Big regularly, and their relationship ups and downs. That's one part that again I actually found a bit realistic, because again I've seen people do that. I've seen people go back to exes or people who they shouldn't go, and you feel so frustrated being their friend that why are you doing this? You're so you're so level-headed usually. Why are you making this decision, right? That's it. But I would not want, if suppose Carrie is supposed to be my best friend in this context, I won't want her to end up with this guy, right? I would I understand yes, you are you have something some issues that are drawing you to this person, and you keep going back to him. But I don't want to end up with him. So that's why the whole thing about Carrie and Big ending up together, in I think in Paris, that was just unrealistic, and also why? I don't want this for her. Big is not right for her. They had the most toxic relationship of everybody. And why? Carrie should have ended up alone. I feel like that would have been a more realistic, and I would have accepted that. In a quest to give her a happy ending, I think they just made her get together with Big, which was just the worst decision ever. Because
I felt like it was a fan favorite kind of decision. It was one of the things that everybody really wanted this to happen.
And I don't
And
know how her friends
like,
also supported that. Like, I mean, if again, as I said, if my friend, if I see my friend going through something like that over like so many years with a guy,
yeah,
and if in the end, like she suddenly announces that we are like, now we're together because this guy randomly had this realization and he told me that he loved me, whatever. I would be like, just shut up. Like, this is, yeah, you're not
yeah,
doing, this is not right. I mean, at least like if I was close friends with that person and I cared about them. So it just felt
yeah.
really unrealistic that they shouldn't have ended up together.
Point is that I just feel like at that point they were sort of, it seemed like the natural end for Carrie, but I feel like the natural end for a lot of those characters would have been to be single. Like I felt like the only very organic match for me was the idea of Stephen Miranda, because they were always real. They were always a real
Charlotte and
couple.
Harry also, I feel.
Like
Even I feel,
everyone. Sorry,
I feel like Charlotte and Harry also, I feel like, because
to a degree.
to a degree, because Charlotte's entire thing was like, her end game, her goal, everything was to get married and stuff. And if like
Exactly.
she ends up getting married to a guy who is like, extremely well suited for, even like I'm not opposed to a happy ending for a like, female character, like, that she gets together with a man, like that's not, I am not against
Yeah.
that, like, two
Yeah.
characters getting together. But it's just that when it's suitable, because with Carrie, it was just not at all suitable for like, her to get back together with Big. Anybody else, I would have still understood. Or like,
Yeah.
or it makes sense that if she ends up alone and then she's still searching or whatever, like, because that's been her theme.
Yeah.
With these other
I
two,
felt like it was fan service. It was
yeah,
plain and simple fan service. It was like, acha, tumhe kya kare? Like,
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
Big and Carrie. We obviously have to, because the way that it happened also in Paris, in this like really romantic way, it wasn't real, you
right,
know?
right,
And maybe it's like, and maybe maybe people wanted the fantasy of it, but to me, there was a lot about the show that was real, which was the parts that it mixed the glamour and the real very
yeah.
interestingly. I
Also
think
like,
nobody's got the balance
yeah,
correct after that,
yeah, there are a lot
you
of
know?
times when you want to slap Caddy, like a lot of them. And this was one of the moments when she's just like, how can you trust this guy? Like, how can you trust that this is not just one of his, like, one of those like phases that he suddenly, like, thinks that he needs you. And this
Yeah.
extremely toxic relationship. Why are you trusting this man again? Which is like, and are we supposed to root for this girl who's just this stupid? One character who should have done it is Damini from Four More Shots. She should have just slapped that Pratik Babbar guy and like, I know why is Pratik Babbar character like this, especially in season 2. I like, it's just that whole thing about Eko, first of all, they shouldn't have gone back together, ridiculous.
I
And
like how we've looked
we move back to like 4 more shots, but then
full circle. Full circle.
and also like, it's just that even like, why are you apologizing to this guy? So in season 2 she gets pregnant by, I think, with the
Yeah.
Soman's kid, right? And she tells him,
Hmm.
it's fine, you weren't even dating back then, you were dating somebody else when she was whatever, like she was sleeping with this guy and she got pregnant. It's none of your business. I mean, yeah, you are in a relationship right now, and she is telling you, she's actively like, proactively coming to you and telling you that, this is what the thing is and this is the situation. And you react by making it about yourself and how, like, you can't trust
Yeah.
anybody, like. And then again this woman is feeling bad about it and she wants to get back together with this guy. It's just like, this is also one of the
Yeah.
reasons why
It's a very it's a very like toxic state boy thing, I feel.
yeah,
This whole like desire to like, or that that's the issue I had with the show, which is that it
so
keeps
why is
ending like progressive. Like, oh, we're so progressive, look at us, like we're out, like one of our characters is sleeping with a married man.
yeah,
I'm like, good for you, but you're not actually progressive about any of these things,
right,
You're really not. Like, like I've done this on like a separate rant, but I really hate the way they dealt with the open marriage thing, because the open marriage construct is real, dude. Like, I know
yeah,
people in open marriages. I know
yeah,
people in open relationships. I know people who've been in open relationships for 15 years and they are still together and very much in love because they don't believe in sexual monogamy,
right,
right? And my point is that these so-called progressive characters, all of them had the same reaction. They're like, oh, but marriage is marriage.
huh, huh.
I'm like, hi.
It's like the pro-choice thing. It's like that. It's just this
Yeah,
particular like art kind of revealed unwillingly. I think they didn't intend to, but I think it kind of revealed their sort of polished, faux, like, kind of feminist and progressive exterior. I think they kind of,
Yeah,
what they want to posture themselves as. I think this particular thing, it kind of gave it away that, they're not
yeah,
that. They're kind of like they have the keywords written. Like, they must have trolled like Twitter and like whatnot for keywords, and they checked all those, like, whatever marks, and now
yeah.
they have this show, perfect show, which all the, like, feminists and all the like social justice warriors will really like, and like, they will trend and stuff like that. So I don't think it
Yeah,
came from a
it
place of
was very like it was very very unrealistic. It was just and I felt like the problem was that again we're back to like the first thing that we were talking about, which is that don't pretend to be something that you can't then live up to.
yeah,
Like if you're going to say that we're progressive, if you're going to say that you're going to get into that whole like idea of creating a Rana Ayub character, then you should have the balls to follow through on
right,
that. You
right,
should have the balls to like, be able to say that okay, these are the and like I feel like the show justified a lot of these things through its own narrative by taking it like oh, we don't want this character to be a bad person by having an abortion, so we'll give her
yeah,
this character.
right, right,
Or we know that, we wanted the people to be right about Anjana getting hurt by
mm,
sleeping with a married man,
yeah,
so we'll make it that he lied. And like, you could have addressed it differently. Instead of the friends going, oh, there's no such thing as an open marriage, they could have said, this guy seems slimy, are you sure he's not lying?
no, also they could have, or in a way, like, I feel okay, the way that the characters were written, their reaction to this, like, Anjana's announcement that she's in a relationship with a man who's in an open marriage would have been okay, chalo theek hai, they're a bit skeptical and they're judgy and stuff. But had they like gone through with it, like, with the fact that yes, they are in an open marriage where the wife is aware of the fact that this guy is sleeping around, and like, they have this agreement, like, and respectful like stuff, and the way that this works, I think it
Hmm.
would have been a like kind of in a way, like, the way the thing that they really like to do, which is preach. I think
Yeah,
they should have, like, taught a lesson to a lot of people about open marriage, about, like, the fact that this is a reality. Just because it doesn't happen to, just because you are not a woman,
exactly.
doesn't mean that people are not, like, in open relationships or in, like, non-monogamous relationships and like stuff like that. The structure is not just like one, like, one thing fits all type. So I think
Yeah,
if had they taken that route also, that the friends are opposing it, but then it ends up being like, a very win-win thing for Anjana, where, like, even she is not ready for commitment, and she finds this guy who's in an open marriage, and whatever she finds, like, some sort of happiness, which is not like the traditional happiness where, like, you
yeah,
end with just one guy and like whatever. It could
yeah,
have been interesting. They had, so that's why, like, that's where I think the problem with Four More Shots starts, is that they
yeah,
started to the place of, we need to create a show that is feminist, and that is, like, going to, like, like, be used as reaction gifs, and like, like the whole thing with screaming vagina in, like, I know for a fact that I know, like, a lot of girls don't feel comfortable talking about vagina or even saying the word vagina, but the fact is that it's like, it's just a thing. I mean, like, shouting it loudly on Marine Drive is not empowerment. It's just like, that's, I think,
exactly.
thing.
That's my point. That's my whole issue with the show, which is that it's such loud, shouty feminism, and
Right.
it's not any. None of us are having these conversations with our friends. None of us are, in situations where like I just feel like okay, if I was a character who hadn't had sex in 4 years since I'd had my child, I don't feel that the next natural progression would be go into a bathroom stall and look at your vagina.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
feel like oh, like puts these things out there. Like, sure, I get it. I understand that like a lot of the issues that they're trying to touch on are really actually really interesting issues and can be explored, but they
Yeah.
do everything so badly. Like I just can't. I really can't. Like
On that note, I feel like there is, I think we can record another like full episode, 2 hour, 3 hour episode on, like, what we feel about representation, female representation in, like, TV and cinema. So yeah, bye. Such a
ah,
cognitive.